Shown here are kettlebell deadlifts. This can be a great way to both strengthen as well as dial in your hip hinge, which is important for a lot of reasons. So I got a kettlebell. I will show a dumbbell version after I show the kettlebell. I'm going to show mostly from the sides, but I'm going to get this kettlebell even with my heels. So I want this way behind me. That's going to help me get my hips back. Often people will start in this position. They're a little bit arched. So I'm going to bring my ribs down. You can almost exhale. Feel a little tension here. I want to keep that on. So somebody's going to poke or tickle me and my rib cage is flat, not pointed out. From there, I'm going to have my knees relaxed. I'm going to send my hips back and reach through my legs. Once I feel a little bit of a hamstring stretch, that's as far as my hips can go. So I want to use my knees until I get there. And then I think about pushing into the ground and squeezing my butt to come up. At the top, I want to keep this, my rib cage down rather than arched like that. Okay? To go back down, hips back. Once I hit a hamstring stretch, again, I use the knees. And I say that because when I hit that hamstring stretch, that's telling me that's as far as my hips are going to move. If I don't use my knees at this point, I'm going to be using my back, which is just not as powerful and potentially painful if you're working through a back injury. So at this point, I use my knees and then come back up. But really want to set this weight back by your heels because that gets the hips moving in the right direction. All right? Final thing, I don't have to squeeze my shoulders way back, but I want to make sure I'm not slumped forward. So just a little bit of opening of the chest as we go up and down. If you don't have a kettlebell, no worries. A dumbbell can work fine. I'm going to stand that on end so I can grab the top between my heels. Otherwise, the exact same movement. I also like this because if you have access to the weights, we can end up loading this pretty heavy and start to train the hip hinge in a way that's usually pretty well tolerated.